Yeah, I have our two seniors, Peyton Ilderton and Blessing King, with us. Obviously, that is never how you want the end of the season to finish. I was really proud of the effort we had this year. I just thought over the course of a 31-game season and then plus today, I thought we had a lot of really good moments. We have 6 seniors who have a lot to be proud of. This was a team that was really fun to watch. They were able to pack our gym. They obviously had a lot of fans here today. And it's just been a fantastic year, and you just hate when you have 6 seniors that they can't go out on their own terms sometimes. In this time of year when games end, we talked about in the locker room, it's just one or the other. You're just incredibly elated or, just devastated because this segment of your life is over. And so we have great women on this team. They have been absolute competitors. They fought through a lot this year. We weren't as healthy as we'd hoped to be down the stretch, and that just happens. But hats off to South Al. They obviously played a really good game today and hit a lot of really big shots.
All right, we'll open for questions. Coach, got one here from Zoom from Paul Swan. Could you just talk a little bit about the difference, year one versus year two and how you kind of approach that?
Yeah, depending on where you come in the tournament, it obviously is a really big difference. And last year, we were on the track that South Alabama was on. I just think we in some ways approach it like we always do in terms of, I thought we had a really good plan. With the 3-2, we were going to need to shoot the ball better. We didn't shoot it particularly well today, and so that was really disappointing because we had a lot of really good looks, particularly in the first half. I thought we did a pretty good job on the offensive boards. We came up with 20 of them. Blessing was able to come after and get a lot. In the third quarter, we adjusted well. We went to a 5-out and were able to hit some cutters and things like that. And so that's probably on me. We should have went to that sooner.
Keith Morehouse, WSAC. Coach, we talked about what you guys did last year here. That's what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Some benefit to obviously playing, and you guys, had a week to kind of sit around. You could make the argument either way, right?
Well, I think if you don't come out on top, you argue the other direction. But yeah, I think it's a lot harder. Obviously, this is the first time you walk on the court and you play, and so if you've gotten already, got a game under your belt, you've kind of already normalized a little bit. And so, there's advantages, disadvantages, obviously. We should have had fresher legs, but I thought, we got a lot of the stuff that we wanted. We just weren't able to execute. We fouled a little too much in the third quarter when we were making a run to give them some extra possessions. But, I thought overall there was a lot of good, and we did a great job. We really didn't want them shooting threes, and we held them to, 4 of 10, and that was awesome. But there was too much inside.
Same thing for Peyton and Blessing. Can you kind of talk about having some rust a little bit, just waiting around? And that's not an excuse, obviously, but last year was a little different scenario for you guys.
I think the mindset, also plays a role in it. Like, we were talking about South Al, we were in that position last year, so we know, when you've been playing, you really have nothing to lose because you've already kind of made it further than everybody expected you to. So I think, I wouldn't say, like Coach said, there's disadvantages and advantages of sitting around, but, we were on fresh legs, and they've also played 3 games. So it's just, you just got to come locked in, really.
Do you want to take a pass?
Yeah, sorry.
We're going to give her a pass on that one. Thanks, Keith.
Paul?
Coach, I guess, you went on the run last year. What do you think they're going through? You went forward just like them, came to the 5th game. For you, I believe that's when you were eliminated. What do you think they're going through and what you guys went through last year?
Yeah, I mean, you just honestly, at this point, you're in a rhythm. You know exactly when you're watching film, what you're doing, what your next meal is, and you know exactly how the tournament's going to play out. And so that, I'm sure that's where they're at right now. And now they're the ones prepping for JMU. And you just, you try to keep the energy going. I think, one of the things to their advantage is they're a pretty deep team. They showed that yesterday, so they are able to roll a lot of players through, and they're able to attack the rim. I mean, if you look at the free throw differential, they went to the free throw line 30 times today. We've been a team all year that's at the top of the country and not fouling. And so, that ability to get to the line and have that kind of depth can keep you in games. So if you look, we got 71 attempts up today, and we only put up 56 points. That's, 20-some below our average. On a normal day for that, we're putting up 70. And so, I think for them, they're just, you go back, you ice, and you come up with the next plan, and you just keep letting the energy roll and hope it can sustain.
Blessing and Peyton, just, you guys have had great success there. Obviously, you went to the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago, Peyton. You've had great success here. Can you just talk about the program and what Coach Folks has done with it, and Kim before that to lift this program up to where you guys want it to be?
You can go.
Okay. I mean, I've been at Marshall for 4 years, and I'm just so blessed to have chosen Marshall and stuck it out those 4 years. I've had amazing coaches with Coach Tony Kemper, who put me on scholarship, gave me a chance. Then going to the NCAA tournament with Kim, that was something special, and not a lot of people get to do, so I'm very thankful I got that experience. And then these past 2 years with Julie have been great. I think she's taught me a lot on the court, but even more off the court. I think I'm a better person because I've had Coach Julie as a coach. I think I've learned a lot about leadership with her, so I have a lot to take away that will be great as life lessons too. Like, I'm going to be a better person because of this program. So I love Marshall. I love our fans, and I think that if all the girls that are coming back just stay here, they're going to have a great team next year too under our leadership.
So Marshall was my third school, so I've been to a couple different places, and every year I transfer, just like it was sometimes the environment, just wanting like to get better for myself, but I chose to stay here last year, and I feel like that is a testament to the program we have, Coach Julie, the girls that we have, and just wanting to like build something. And I think we were able to do that last year. Like, it helped that we had me and P, and then others, like some of the other seniors returning, so we could help teach like new girls what to do, how to like operate in the system. So I think just like all around, Marshall's just a great place. Like, even the fans outside of basketball too. Like P said, Julie's taught us a lot. Like, just on the court, off the court. I never really wanted to go into coaching, but I feel like if I ever wanted to, I maybe could, just based off of what I've learned in these last 2 years. So.
Zach Brown with WCHS TV. Peyton, you went to Logan High School.
Yep.
And then, to be able to put on the jersey from your home state, and that had to mean a lot to you to do this for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it does. I mean, my family got to come to all of my games. I've had an amazing support system from my family just to my community back home. So I'll forever be grateful that I chose Marshall, and I want to give back to Marshall at some point whenever I can. So this place is special, and I'm going to miss it a lot.
Grant Trailer, Marshall. Looking over the last 12 months for this team, you came here last year at 11-20, still trying to find your way, and you all really found your way here. You end this season with the third most wins in program history in a season. You have to have buy-in to be able to accomplish that. Talk about just everybody buying in from that standpoint and starting to believe in each other, and how far that's gone for you all over the last 12 months.
Yeah, I think it starts with, the players that we had returning from last year. They were really good people, and I actually think everything starts there. These are two women that want to do everything the right way. They want to show up. They want to compete, and they want to be great leaders. And I thought we had, just fantastic spring workouts last year. And then, you go through everybody else. You go through the portal. You bring in your freshmen. And we were really excited about the team we put together. And then, obviously, we had a couple injuries along the way. And I thought that was actually, though, when our real character showed, because we had to regroup and change who we were halfway through the season. And this group had so many different moments where they could have found an excuse to no longer show up and compete and find ways to win. Even Blessing had to miss a few weeks when she was out sick and had to get her legs back under her. And, Peyton's been playing, I can say it now, she's been playing on a bum knee now for the last 6 weeks. Nothing has stopped them from having excuses and different reasons that they could have said, yeah, we can't do this anymore. And they kept showing up, and we kept trying to create game plans that would play to our strengths and give us a chance every night. And they, it's every coach's dream when you put out a plan and they try to make it work and are willing to buy in and do it. And, as a group, we've had a lot of success that way. But it starts with, we have a group of women who work really hard. They're super coachable. They want to learn. They want to be better, and they want to do it for each other. And, I'm really blessed to have coached them all, especially these two. But, all 6 seniors are really special people.
It's really cool to look at the two different dynamics. You talked about you've been in state your entire career, and I've gotten to see a lot of that. And Blessings come in, and the culture, the two different perspectives for you all. How special is the Marshall community based on those different perspectives that you all see?
I mean, if you come to one of our home games compared to other Sunbelt schools, our crowd is amazing. And we have people that show up to our practice every single day. Even last year when we didn't have a good record, we had the same people at our practice every single day, no matter what. So it just is a testament to how loyal our fans are. Through the ups and downs, they're still going to show up for us. So I just think that that's amazing, and it's not something that you see everywhere.
And with me being a transfer last year, like I would say the Marshall community embraced me fully. Like I've seen them do that with our transfers this year too. Like I love how they treat you like you've been here all your years. They come support you. They like cheer you on even outside of basketball. They want to help you. Like if you're struggling, everybody's just a family here, and I've loved that.
Go ahead, Paul.
I got one more question. How difficult is it to win this tournament? The way that
Yeah.
it's set up? I mean, you got two teams semifinal, but I don't know if there's a clear-cut favorite.
Yeah.
We see year in and year out.
Yeah, I think it's really challenging, and I think all postseasons, you start to at this time of the year, kind of what matchups might be really beneficial for your team and things that might be harder. And so some of it is this is a league that has unbelievable talent and a lot of really good teams. And then some of it is you get put in matchups, you're like, that could be a great matchup for us, and this could be a tough matchup for us. And so I think some of it, it's both sides. There's a lot of really talented teams. At this point, you've played each other, people have started to figure things out. But whoever comes out is obviously going to represent us really well in the NCAA tournament, and there's a lot of really good basketball yet to be played in the Sun Belt.